I'm going to share two stories with you, one good and one not so good. I spend time in the garden almost every day, many days working, but most days pretending to work as I just enjoy being outside. One day I noticed a note that had been placed on one of my chairs. Unfortunately, some little kid left his sunglasses here. It looks like somebody left something else. Wow. I still have the note and keep it on my desk as a reminder of how kind people can be. We need more positive feedback in the world. I'm lucky. I get notes like this, I get to talk to people that walk by the garden, and I get comments from you on the videos that I make. I can't describe the feeling I get when I get that positive feedback. Providing positive feedback takes time, effort, and thought. In many cases, I don't know the people I'm getting positive feedback from, and yet it gives me a glimpse into who they are. Thank you for bringing joy to our neighborhood. I can tell it's a female because the handwriting is way too neat. Sorry about that, guys. I also can tell that she cares greatly about the community within her neighborhood and that she feels something is missing. Joy is underlined, and it means to me that somehow the garden or the interaction of people around the garden has helped restore some of that community here in this neighborhood. That's my interpretation. I hope it's partially correct. Anyways, the note is very precious to me, and it will remain on my desk for a long time. I'm a little distracted by the bluebirds over here. So I wanted to leave a note back for her, but I wasn't sure how to do that. So I assumed that she was going to watch to see if I picked up the note, and therefore if I put a note back there, she would notice that her note was gone and that there was a note for her. So the second issue was, who do I address this to? So she had left some wildflower packet seeds, and I thought, okay, I'm going to call her Wildflower Fairy. And so I wrote a note, and this is what it said. I greatly appreciate the time you took to brighten my day with wildflower seeds and the very kind and encouraging note. As I discovered your gift, I was overwhelmed with emotion. I have the note in my office as it will remind me how special the people in this neighborhood are. Take care, and I look forward to talking to you even if I don't know who you are. Jeff. I was glued to the kitchen window, hoping to see the special person I was calling the Wildflower Fairy. I thought I was watching diligently to see who would come for the note, but the note disappeared very quickly and I never saw them. Maybe they are a magic fairy. So it was weeks later when I was talking to one of my neighbors and they indicated that they would be moving. I was really disappointed because I enjoyed having them in the neighborhood. And then she revealed she was the Wildflower Fairy. So before she continued on her walk, I says, I want to show you something. These are some of the wildflowers that came up from the packet you gave me that I planted right here. It's easy to forget that we possess the power to have a positive impact on others. My friend, the Wildflower Fairy, had a thought, took the time, and made the effort to warm my heart and make me smile. I'll be trying to find ways to have a similar impact on others. Now the second story. I've been very concerned this spring and summer about the lack of insects. It used to be in my garden I could see 6 butterflies at any point in time, and yet this year I've seen maybe a handful at best. I have a whole garden, and yet there's no wildlife. I suspect the county spraying to control mosquito population is a leading contributor to the reduction in insects and wildlife. So I wanted to let the community know what was going on, so I took a picture of my side yard and I posted on Neighbor Next Door and said, I've spent a ton of time putting together this garden for wildlife, but because of the county spraying, there is absolutely no wildlife. I am human, I was frustrated, and I was a little passive aggressive. Maybe I got what I deserved. Yes, there were many comments which were very supportive and people that were upset, but there were a few that were not supportive. And if I were to summarize them all into one statement, it would be, I like HOAs, your yard looks messy and abandoned, and maybe you should use Roundup to clean it up. So I'll let that sink in for a moment. Should I respond? I let the artistic director respond with facts in a much better tone than I would have. I've dealt with negative feedback in the past, but this was different. Every time I walked outside, it's all I could think about. It took me a while to figure out why. I try to learn from all people, as their perspective is based on the experiences of their life. Being open to a different perspective isn't always easy. I try to keep an open mind, but I want to believe that if people understood the facts and science behind rewilding versus a traditional yard, they at least wouldn't be against rewilding. It's easy to get upset with negative feedback, but I think it's important to be able to translate it into a form that's more digestible and learn from it. Did I have a blind spot causing the negative feedback? I didn't want to be the neighbor that turned people off of rewilding because they felt my yard was an eyesore in their minds. So I started to look at the garden with a much more critical eye and came to a couple conclusions. I wonder if you feel the same way or have other ideas. When I started this project, I made some mistakes. I haven't layered correctly. I have some taller plants close to the road. I probably need to move them back and bring shorter plants up front.
I had transplanted jasmine ground cover as a border, as I had a lot of it already in the yard. Unfortunately, it is an aggressive grower and grows over the curb and into the garden unless I am constantly trimming it, so I'm going to remove it. Frog fruit has been a great addition to the garden, and it helps cover the ground and prevents unwanted plants. I will have to remove some and manage where it grows in the future. I'm going to need to spend more time trimming and managing.
If you look at the front garden, it's layered. Short in front, taller in the back. It also has a lot more color. The side garden needs more color, and this may mean I need to use some annuals to add that color. So my conclusion is the side yard needs a makeover. I'll be transplanting some of the taller plants to the back and replacing with shorter plants. I'll continue to plant native perennials, but I may add a few annuals just for that burst of color to help people like the garden.
I won't start this work until the weather is cooler, but need to figure out what will be part of the makeover. If you have ideas, I would love to hear them in the comments. I will share what I decide to do and the finished product in a future episode.
Till the next time we're together, I hope you receive and are able to give positive feedback so that we all can feel the warmth, pride, and joy of receiving positive feedback. As always, take advantage of watching and enjoying the wildlife around your home. Take care.